In this video, we're going to do the final seam for our scrunchie. And to start, I'm going to, so here's my opening. I'm going to go about 1/4 of an inch before that opening, so I make sure to close the hole all the way. So I'll go about 1/4 of an inch before that opening. Again, my opening's right about there, so I'll go just a little bit above that. And I'm going to sew at 1/8 inch seam allowance. When I say 1/8 inch seam allowance, that means this inside toe of my presser foot right there. So that's my 1/8, right where it's lined up, as you can see. And I'm going to backstitch. I will sew all the way to the end of the hole and then backstitch again. So I'll sew forward just a little bit here and then backstitch. I go back 3 stitches. I want to be as close as I can be to the edge, so 1/8 of an inch. If you can go a little bit less than that, awesome, just so it's kind of like a hidden seam and it's not as noticeable, and that way also you don't take out from this part of the loop, right? Because we're just closing up the loop. We want it to continue and be the same size all the way around instead of a little bit smaller right there. So I'm going to sew around this. I'll take out pins as I go. I might need to even just stretch it out as I go too. I'll just keep it at 1/8 inch seam allowance. I want to make sure that my folded edges are lined up on top of each other, because if they're not lined up on top of each other just right, I might miss one and have a hole. So I'll keep going. If you have a really slippery material and every time you pull your pins out it's kind of sliding around, I'd recommend using this button right up here. And when I press that button, it makes it so that every time I let off the foot pedal, my needle ends in the down position. So you're welcome to do that and just use that as you go so that your needle always ends in the down position. And that makes it a little easier for pulling out pins, because even if I lift up my presser foot, nothing's gonna move because my needle is down. I can lift that out. I still have to go till about here to finish off my hole, so I'm gonna sew a little bit past that and then I'll backstitch. Once I've gone about 1/4 of an inch past my hole, I'm going to go ahead and backstitch and then go forward. And then after that, I'm going to press this button again so that my needle will end in the up position and I can pull everything off, trim those threads, and then I have a finished scrunchie.